small piece of literature that the class will read. It usually consists of a different genre. You can set it up however you would like. I choose to do paired reading because I find that when students are reading with each other, they can help each other become better readers. How I usually pair them up is with a higher reader and a lower reader, and they can help each other out with words as well as with the questions. You can also choose to read or have the story read to you with the automated voice on Reading Wonders online. I have my students sit around on the floor in each position, elbow to elbow, knee to knee. They read the story one time through, and then after they are done reading the story, they answer the questions. The questions I come up with, Reading Wonders does not have a worksheet that they have provided for teachers, but I have the questions, or the questions I wrote on the worksheet are actual questions from the teacher's edition. I just type it up in Microsoft Word and print it off, and that worksheet looks like this, and it takes me about 2 or 3 minutes to type up, print off, and make copies for my students. They then work on that together. We come back as a class. I read the story to them as they follow along, and then we discuss the questions together. Okay, let's make sure we are on page 518 and 519. Can I have a volunteer to read me our essential question this week?
Why are goals important?
Why are goals important? There you go. So today you guys are going to be reading about an adventure story. So it's not a biography today, but you are still going to be learning about someone's life. It's an adventure story, and then later you're going to compare this person's life with the person we read about yesterday. Who remembers what we read, or who we read about yesterday? You don't know, you could always flip a few pages back to refresh your memory. Xander?
Ellen Ochoa.
Ellen Ochoa. All right. So we are going to be partner reading. Raise your hand and tell me how we should be sitting when we are with our partner. Jamia?
Elbow, knee, knee.
Elbow to elbow, knee to knee. So each position, I want you sitting side by side, elbow to elbow, knee to knee. Can I have 2 volunteers that will show me what that looks like right here? Aiden and Diamond, just go ahead and face the classroom and show me an example of each position. Notice their elbows and elbows are touching. Their knees and knees are touching. Thank you. Okay, when we are reading, it is up to you. You guys can decide as a partner. If one partner wants to read one page and the other partner reads the other page, you may do that. If one partner wants to read 5 sentences, the next reads 5, a paragraph. You decide, as long as when I'm coming around, I can see that both of you are taking turns reading. Okay, you will also be given a worksheet. When should this worksheet be completed? Who remembers? When do we work on this worksheet? Antonio?
After you're done reading.
Yeah, after you're done reading. I know some of you guys are so tempted to fill it out as you're reading. Read it one time through, and then you start answering the questions, because that also practices the skill of rereading, okay? So if you're tempted, how about you just sit on your paper or put it underneath your book or put it to the side, and then after you're done reading, you and your partner help each other out and reread and search for the answers. Do we have any questions? Okay, before I pass out the worksheet, let's just go over the questions real quick so we are familiar with it when we get with our partner. The first one is what was Maria's goal? The second one is what did she do to reach her goal? Next is how does Robbie, Maria's robot dog, help her land on the moon? Next one, how are Maria and Ellen Ochoa alike? So again, we are connecting with the story from yesterday. How are Maria and Ellen Ochoa different? And the last one is what context clues help you determine the meaning lunar? So that is 6 questions. You need to be working on this with your partner. If your partner is unsure, please help your partner out. That is why we are doing this in partners, so we can help each other become better readers. When I call your name and assign you to your spot, If you could please come up to me and get a worksheet. Everyone gets a worksheet. So you will be responsible, each partner responsible of writing your own answers down. When I assign you to your spot, you can go ahead and get started. Okay? Xander and Aiden, I would like you to by the door. So please take your books, grab a pencil. Lyric and Tyjira, how about you guys by my gray filing cabinet next to my desk? Make sure you have a pencil with you. Jamia and Kaviana, between red and blue totes. Aisha and Denaya, I'll put you right in the middle, right here. Antonio and Javion, let's put you right here, on the ground right here. Jonah and Jessica, how about by my clip chart? Jessica. And then Diamond and Muhammad, I will put you, how about by my black chair on the blue carpet? Okay, I'm going to ask you girls to flip your bodies this way so we're not distracted. Settlement.
Settlement of the moon. Now they were almost there. Robbie wriggled and squirmed. Settle down, Maria scolded. Sometimes Robbie was awfully wild, like a real puppy. Maria was thinking about adjusting his personality profile program to make him a little calmer. Suddenly, there was a large bang. The lunar Jack
Jerked.
forward and turned upside down. Then it rolled sideways. The light on the spaceship dimmed. The emergency lights came on.
So you girls are doing a nice job. Just real quick, what's Maria's goal?
Her goal is to go to Lunar City
Lunar City, where's that at?
on the moon.
All right, so let's say we didn't know, or maybe you had a partner who didn't know where to find this goal. Looking on page 518, what's the easiest way you think you can go back and find what Maria's goal is? Reading again, but do you want to read the whole entire thing over again? Kind of takes a while.
For contact, please.
Well, let's look on page 518. What thing pops out? Maria's goal. Where should I start looking? Now, why'd you point right there?
Because goal is highlighted.
Very good. So anytime you have a question, I think that's one of them. Don't reread the entire page. Think back in your head and think, where can I start reading? And right here we have a highlighted vocab word, goal. So you girls are doing a fabulous job. You are on page 519, right?
Robbie was the best robot dog.
So is Robbie a real dog?
No.
It is a robot. Okay, so do you think this is realistic fiction or just fiction? Yeah. So, real quick before you guys start on your questions, what was the problem in this story?
The ship had all the engines, lights, and stuff had turned off. And it got stuck.
Yep, how'd they solve it?
Ruby had jumped on
Robbie?
the controls. Robbie jumped on the controls.
So he must be a really smart dog, right? Robot dog that can fix a spaceship. Okay. Go ahead and get started. Let's do the first one together. What was Maria's goal? To go to the moon. And real quick, where would you find that? The beginning, middle, or end?
Beginning.
Can you guys point to me where you found that goal?
There you go.
Where is it? Very good.
It says when she was 5 with all 4 hands.
But it does. But you go back and you read the beginning of the sentence. So it's one whole sentence, yeah. All right. You can if you want. Or you can just simply write, going to the moon. Nice job. We want to make sure that we're writing down exactly what's in the story. So what did she do to reach your goal, Diamond? Do you know? Can you help your partner out to make sure that she knows? Maybe show her?
She invented a robot dog so she could go to space with that robot pet dog. That's why she wanted to go to space, and that was her goal.
Okay, so Diamond, let's put your book on your lap. And Muhammad, can you show her maybe where you found that? So how is she going to reach her goal? The goal is to go to the moon. I agree with you guys there. So how about we start reading from here? Going to the moon has been Maria's goal since she was 5. Continue on to read. And see, Diamond, if you can maybe determine how did she reach this goal?
Right here, she had invented Robbie the dog as her science project. He was a perfect moon pet.
Okay, so how is Robbie going to help her, though, get to the moon?
By fixing the controls so they could land on the moon.
Okay.
And also winning the space contest.
Okay, so she invented Robbie at the space contest, and he was the perfect moon pet. And continue to read.
Now, Robbie wriggled and Squirm settled down. Maria scolded. Sometimes Robbie was awfully wild like a real puppy. Maria was thinking about adjusting his personality profile program to make him a little calmer. Suddenly, there was a large bang. The lunar lander jerked forward and turned upside down. Then it rolled sideways. Then the lights on the ship dimmed. The emergency lights came on.
All right, so now put all that together. And Diamond, what do you think? How did she reach her goal of getting to the moon?
By making it robot.
And how does this robot dog help?
By fixing the controller for they can go
All right, so include both of those pieces of information, okay? So help each other out. Maybe come up with a really good sentence or two. What does she do to reach her goal?
The commander took the dog away from Maria, and the dog sat on the chair and tried to fix the controls. Then the commander put it back in Maria's hands.
Okay, and I would even maybe include the very first part of her inventing Robbie. the dog.
She had invented Ravi, and then Ravi, the controller stick didn't work, and Ravi had fixed it by chewing and biting it and wiggling it.
There you go. Perfect. Help each other out. You both came up with 2 really good parts that you need to put together. All right, so the goal is to go to the moon, which I agree with your guys' answer. Going to the moon has been Maria's goal. Nice job. So where did you find that answer?
Right here, going
All right, now.
to the moon has been Maria's goal.
All right, now continue to read that, or continue on to read that to see how does she reach her goal.
She invented a robot dog for her science project, and she won first prize.
And by winning first prize,
A trip to Lunar City.
and where's Lunar City? Continue to read. Where's Lunar City?
The first settlement on the moon.
All right, you know what a settlement is? Kind of like a area where people live. All right, so we already have people living on the moon in this story. So how did she reach her goal?
By inventing a robot dog.
And by inventing this robot dog, what happened?
She won first prize
Which allowed her,
to go to Lunar City.
which is on the...
Settlement on the moon.
All right, let's try putting that all together now. So put it in one really good sentence. Tell me real quick before you write it.
She invented a robot dog, and she won first prize, and she also got to go to a trip to Lunar City, which is on the settlement on the moon.
Perfect. Now see if you can put that on paper. She'll help you out. So Aisha, make sure. Denia. How does Robbie, Maria's robot pet, help her land on the moon? So there was a problem. Do you guys remember what the problem was in this story?
They rolled over.
What?
They rolled over.
They rolled over? What do you mean?
The control stick was broken.
All right, so there we go. The control stick's broken, but how are they going to, or who solves this problem? Robbie. So to answer that question, how does Robbie, Maria's robot dog, help her land on the moon? Well, he is the one who fixes the control stick. Can you guys actually find it in the text, though? Where's that answer in the text? Let's start looking over here. So we'll start at, "Oh no," cried Maria.
Found it. It's here.
Can you show Kaviana in her book?
He typed and chewed on it.
Chewed on what? Continue to read. So he tugged and chewed on it. "Stop," cried Maria. All at once, the control stick shifted into position. So what was he tugging and chewing on?
The cords.
The control stick. And it says the lights came back on. The landing ship whooshed forward. So by Robbie tugging and pulling on some cords in the control stick, he was able to turn the ship back on, and they were able to land on the moon. So you got to put everything together. So there are many steps in here. So I would suggest you guys reading from "Hold On," said the Commander Buckley, and make sure you get every single step in there, because there's more than one step than just tugging and chewing on. Start from up here. Reread. We got to practice rereading. Okay, I'll come back to you guys and see how this answer looks, okay? We know where the answer is and what vicinity of the story. Somewhere over here. This is your paper. You need this. This is my paper. All right, so let's look at Maria and Ochoa. So the character from yesterday, how are they alike?
They both wanted to go to the moon.
Very good. Or in space, right?
Yeah, in space.
Okay.
But I thought the moon was more elaborate because she went, Ellen Ochoa went to the moon.
Yeah. I will agree with you there.
And Maria only went to the moon.
Yeah, so they both are alike because they wanted to go to the moon or go to the space, but how are they different?
Ellen Ochoa never had a problem in space.
I like that.
Maria got stuck in space.
Very good. Can you think of maybe another difference?
Maria's fake and, well, they're made up characters.
And what kind of story is that called?
Adventure story. Genre.
Nonfiction?
Ellen Ochoa or
This one. Let's focus on a flight to Lunar City.
Fiction?
Fiction. Okay. And the last one, what context clues help you determine the meaning of lunar? So where did you find
we found two of them, but we didn't write down the second one because we didn't have that much room.
Okay, so first of all, point to me where lunar is in our story.
In the title and
We're at in the story, though. In the story.
and then lunar their ship right here, lunar lander. They also Lunar City.
All right, so let's focus on that one, Lunar City. How did you guys figure out the meaning of lunar? Using context clues.
Our first one that we found was Maria said she really wanted to go to the moon.
Okay.
And if lunar didn't mean moon, why would she want to go to that place?
Good point. Yep. Let's focus on in that sentence now.
The first
Settlement.
settlement on the moon.
Very good. So you came up with a really good idea as far as going back to her goal. Her goal is to go to the moon, so Lunar City must be meaning the moon, right? And then if you just continue on reading in that same sentence, you'll figure it
So I
out.
came up with another one which I wrote down. We found the meaning of lunar. We found the meaning of lunar because why would it mean something different if it was like Sun City and if they were on the moon? That wouldn't make sense because this moon isn't a sun.
I like that too. Very nice. What did we write down though? What was our answer?
I wrote down we found that lunar meant moon because why would lunar mean sun if they were landing on the moon?
All right. Okay. I might have you share your first context clues of going back to Maria's goal of going to the moon. All right? Because I bet not too many students will use that as a clue to figure out what lunar means. So, nice job. All right. All right, boys and girls, if you could quietly head back to your seats, we will go over this together. All right, you guys did a fabulous job partner reading. I liked what I saw and liked what you guys were writing down and the ideas you had. We are going to read this one time through together. I'm just going to read. I want you guys to follow along by pointing to the words, and then we will go over our questions, and I'll ask for volunteers to share their answers. Okay, a flight to Lunar City. Get ready for landing, announced. Make sure we are following along. We'll do this together. Are we fingers ready? That works too. Okay, get ready for landing, announced Commander Buckley. Fantastic, whispered Maria, clinging tightly to her robot pooch. She could see the gray, dusty surface of the moon out the lunar lander's window. Going to the moon had been Maria's goal since she was 5. The dream had motivated Maria to enter a science project in the National Space Contest. She had invented Robbie, the robot dog, as her science project. He was the perfect moon pet. Maria and Robbie had won first prize, a trip to Lunar City, the first settlement on the moon. Now they were almost there. Robbie wriggled and squirmed. Settle down, Maria scolded. Sometimes Robbie was awfully wild, like a real puppy. Maria was thinking about adjusting his personality profile program to make him a little calmer. Suddenly there was a large bang. The lunar landed jerked forward and turned upside down. Then it rolled sideways. The lights on the ship dimmed. The emergency lights came on. "The power is off," gasped Commander Buckley. "We're stuck." "Oh no," cried Maria. "Woof," yapped Robbie as he squirmed and wiggled in Maria's arms. "Hold on," said Commander Buckley. She pushed buttons and touched the control screen. She tried to contact the landing station. Nothing worked. "This control stick is broken," said Commander Buckley in a panic. "We can't move ahead." She tried to push the control stick into the right position for landing, but it would not budge. Just then, Robbie jumped out of Maria's arms and leaped across the landing ship. He jumped onto the stick with all 4 paws and growled fiercely. He tugged and chewed on it. "Stop!" cried Maria. All at once, the control stick shifted into position. The lights came back on. The landing ship whooshed forward. "Robbie, you did it!" laughed Commander Buckley. "Good dog." She handed Robbie back to Maria. "Now we can land on the moon." Maria smiled proudly. Robbie was the best robot dog ever. All right, going to question 1. What was Maria's goal? I would like to see lots of volunteers. Aisha?
Going to the moon was Maria's goal.
Maria's goal was to go to the moon. And how long has that been her goal? This isn't one of our questions. I'm going to be asking several questions that are on our paper. Jamia?
Since she was 5.
Since she was 5. Nice job. Now, going to the second question, we're going to move across the paper. What did she do to reach her goal? So there was something she did. Jonah.
She won first prize at the National Space Contest.
Okay, what did she do to win first prize?
She invented a robot dog named Robbie.
Yep, and by winning first prize, that allowed her to do what?
That allowed her to win a trip to Lunar City, the first settlement on the moon.
All right, very good. So there's like a lot of parts to this question. It's just one question with a lot of parts. She won first prize with Robbie, the robot dog. And I'm going to put in parentheses, that was her invention. And altogether, this equaled a trip to the moon. So that is how she achieved her goal. She entered into a contest. She came up with this awesome invention, Denia, of inventing a dog, this robot dog. And with this invention, she won first prize, and the first prize winner got a free trip to the moon. Okay, now going down to the next question. How does Robbie, Maria's robot dog, help her land on the moon? So before we discuss that, what's the problem that they have on their way to the moon? Antonio?
The ship shuts down, all the lights turn off, and it stops and gets stuck in space.
Okay, so yes, the ship shuts down, Everything turns off. They're stuck. There's no way that they can get to the moon. So there's our problem. How does Robbie help? Because they're trying to get a hold of people. They're trying to move things around. Nothing's working for them. What does Robbie do? Aiden?
He tugs on the control stick and forced it into gear.
All right, so he tugs. He even chews on the control stick because the control stick we read is not moving. And miraculously, everything turns back on. The control stick starts moving and the ship starts moving forward. And that allows them to land on the moon. Okay, next one. How are Maria and Ellen Ochoa alike? So this is our lady we read yesterday. How are they alike? Jonah.
They both went into space.
All right, so you can even be more specific and say moon. Space is totally fine. So they are alike because both characters went into space. Okay, now let's discuss how they are different. What is a way that they are different? Xander?
Maria is a fictional character.
Okay, so Maria is a fictional character, whereas Ochoa is an actual real person. So we can discuss how the stories are different. Let's discuss how the characters are different now. Muhammad?
They built different things. By Maria built a robot dog, and Ellen Ochoa built a robot arm.
Very good. I like that answer. Did we all hear what Muhammad said? So Ochoa, if you guys remember, Ochoa built the robot arm, so humans didn't have to hurt their own arms, whereas Maria built the robot dog. Okay. There's another difference I'm also thinking of too. So we have a fictional character versus a real person. They both invented two different things. Aiden, what do you think?
Ellen Ochoa never got stuck in space, and Maria got stuck in space.
All right, so you can even discuss the problems that they had. If you guys remember from yesterday, it was one of the interview questions. Ochoa was asked, have you ever had any complications? And she said she's never experienced herself any complications, but in this story, Maria experienced a small complication of getting stuck. So those are the three things that you can put. I only asked for one, so those are all wonderful answers. You can include all three, or at least include one. So fictional versus a real character. They both invented two different things. Maria invented a robot dog, whereas Ochoa invented the robot arm. And then we know that Maria had complications when she went into space, and Ochoa never experienced complications. Okay, going to our last one. What context clues help you determine the meaning of lunar? Okay, I'm going to ask for two, but Xander came up with an excellent way to determine how we can figure out what lunar means. If you can remember what I wanted you to share with the class, Xander.
We found out what lunar meant moon because that why would somebody who would want to go to the moon for so long if lunar didn't mean moon?
All right, so if you guys remember, Maria's goal her whole entire life was to go to the moon. We all read that and wrote that down. So when she went to Lunar City, well, Xander was thinking, well, lunar must mean moon, because why would someone's goal their entire life be that she wants to go to the moon and then not go to the moon? Okay, so Xander was thinking it can't be a sun, it can't be a star, it can't be another planet, because her whole entire goal was to go to the moon. So, he made a connection. Lunar must mean moon. So I'm pretty sure many of us didn't think that way, but let's now talk about context clues and how else could we figure out what lunar means. Antonio.
Like, look around it.
Can you read me the sentence maybe that helped you?
Maria and Robbie had won first prize, a trip to Lunar City, the first settlement on the moon.
All right, so that sentence, very good. The first settlement on the moon. So just be sure we know what settlement means. It's just where people settle to live. So we have people living on the moon. That helps us context clues. You look around the word lunar. Sander, do you have a comment?
Why their ship is named Lunar Lander, and they were going to land on the moon. I realized that if lunar didn't mean moon, why would they be landing on the moon?
All right, so you came up with some really deep thought ways to figure out what lunar means. Many of us, though, would just use the context clues. So you did a fabulous job, and I'm sure many of us will start thinking maybe a little deeper if we can't figure out what a word means using context clues. All right, nice job. Make sure your name is on your paper. I'm going to ask table captains to collect the papers. Please put them in my blue box, and then you may close your books and put them in your desk.